Hello and welcome back to Box Your Lugs. So Billy Joe Saunders has apparently sustained multiple fractures to his eye socket, which I'm sure is incredibly unpleasant. But people are still talking about the fact that he quit in the fight against Canelo. Let's talk a little bit about the fight first. Now, I thought the fight was pretty even. I don't agree with the three scorecards that were shared at the end of the fight, that all had Canelo up by, I think, two or three rounds. I can't remember now. I think Canelo was behind by at least one, possibly 2 rounds. I think I was watching it live. I think Carl Froch agreed with that, or one of the people in the commentary box or around there agreed with that. I mean, I don't have anything against anyone giving it even or having Canelo maybe 1 round ahead, because it was pretty even, and Canelo did throw most of the meaningful punches, with Billy Joe Saunders mainly sticking to his jab. Now, when I say meaningful punches, you could hear every single one of Canelo's punches, whereas Billy Joe's were more tippy-tappy. Even his power punches, in fact, Billy Joe Saunders, they didn't seem to have that same sort of, anywhere near the sort of explosivity. Explosivity, is that a word? Probably, as Canelo's punches. So, it was a very even fight. I still think that Billy Joe Saunders could have won it, but I don't think the judges were scoring it fairly, which is always expected when Canelo fights. I mean, it's like a running joke now, isn't it? That, Canelo on points will probably be the outcome when AJ fights Fury, because Canelo always wins on points. It's a little bit ridiculous, isn't it, that he's always up on the cards. It's just, I mean, my wife was watching it with me. We got up at 6 in the morning. We live a bit further to the east than the UK, and it was showing at 4 a.m. in the morning, roughly 4 a.m. the ring walk, and then we got up at 6, but we get up anyway because we have small children, so for us it's ideal to watch a fight at that time because we get up anyway. I prefer that. I'd rather get up at 6 than have to wait until 3 in the morning or something for the main event, or 2 in the morning, or, to be honest, even 11 o'clock at night doesn't suit me particularly well because I have to get up early. So anyway, that's beside the point. So I think I had Billy Joe up by a couple of rounds. Well, 1 round definitely, but there was a few arguable rounds, and I gave an extra one to Billy Joe Saunders. But then he got that. But the thing is, Canelo was looking for that uppercut the whole time, and that's the way Billy Joe fights. He gets down low, he dodges, he does all these little moves that he does, and Canelo was just waiting for the right moment to just come and whack him, and he did, and he broke his orbital bone, I think, his eye socket essentially, which must be bloody painful, and not to mention dangerous, because you at that moment you don't know what the damage is, but if the ringside physician and people in the corner, they'll know that there's serious damage, but then you don't want bone fragments around the eye, you don't want any of that kind of stuff. So is it right when people say that Billy Joe Saunders quit? He did quit. He definitely quit. Definitely. But I think it was the right decision. There's no point in Billy Joe going out for another round when there was no way he was going to win with that injury. Absolutely not. And that eye would have been a target, and he could have gone blind, for God's sake. I mean, or even he could have been killed. So is it worth that? People saying he should go out on a shield. Idiots. You've watched what? You've watched 300 once, and now you think everybody has to go out on their shield. Definitely not. That is, in my opinion, that is going out on your shield. Once your eye socket is broken, and you've got no chance to win the fight, because it wasn't like he was going to go out and knock Canelo out. That wasn't going to happen. Neither of them were exhausted. Neither of them were getting sloppy. So the chances of him going out with a broken eye socket and beating arguably the best boxer fighting at the moment. It's just, I mean, it's ludicrous to think that. And to think that any of those people who say that he quit, that he should have gone out on his shield, the suggestion that any one of them would have done that is absolutely insane. No way. So should he have risked blindness just for another round that he was definitely not going to win anyway? I don't believe so. I mean, Billy Joe Saunders is a pretty intelligent boxer. He's not stupid, you know what I mean? But what's he going to do if he's blind? He'll never box again. He might be a clever boxer, but he hasn't got the smarts to be a detective, has he? He's not going to come out and suddenly be Columbo. He's not going to manage that, is he? So why would he do that? It's not worth the risk at all. I still think that he could be a world champion again. And actually, to be honest, I think he could beat Canelo. When he kept saying in the lead up, and for a long time he's been saying that he is the man to beat Canelo Alvarez. And I believe him. I think he could beat him. Now the problem is, I don't think he can knock him out. I don't think it's easy to knock Canelo out. I mean, look how wide his neck is, for God's sake. He's not going to be easy to knock out. Definitely not. So you've got to beat him on points. But the points are never fair when Canelo fights. I mean, I don't know what they expect to see. There's a lot of talk that, the person showing the most aggression is the one who should win the fight. But that's ludicrous, isn't it? It's ridiculous. What, so just because you're walking forward means that you win the round? Like, why would that be the case? Why is it not the person who's drawing him on winning the round? And that doesn't just go for Canelo, that goes in general, especially in America. They love to award the 10 points to the guy who walks forward the most. But not everybody boxes like that. And boxing's not allowed. It's not just about walking forward. It's about evading shots, and it's about landing shots. Now, the official count was that Canelo landed more shots. He threw less and he landed more, so his hit percentage was higher. Yeah, that might be the case, I don't know. But as I was watching the fight and as I was scoring it while I was watching it, I had the feeling that Billy Joe was winning when it came to landing shots. It just felt like that to me. And yeah, he was doing a lot of evasive movement, but he wasn't actually as elusive as I thought he would be. I didn't think he was going to be that easy to hit, because Canelo was loading up his shots and he hit with a lot of them. And I was expecting a slightly different fight. I was expecting more. I don't know. And Billy Joe's movements were big. They were big, huge. Like, you would duck down, you would go down almost to like half his height constantly. And I wasn't expecting such big movements. I thought he was going to try something a little bit different to that. But anyway. So should he have made Columbo out of himself? Definitely not. Definitely not. That would have been a silly thing to do, wouldn't it? To go out. But he's lost his belt now. So who knows? I would think he would probably retire, to be honest. Unless he wants to do a rematch. He'll probably get a rematch, I think, if he wanted one. But that would be probably at the earliest a year down the line, maybe longer, because he's bound to want to have a fight before the rematch. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on the scoring for Canelo fights? And I'm being absolutely serious here. Do you think that every time he gets in a ring, he wins every round, or most of the rounds? I don't think he does. What's your view on the person walking forward always being given the nod? It seems stupid. Do you think Billy Joe quit? I'd love to see some comments talking about that. And there was something else I wanted to mention, but I can't remember what it was. Something else. Can't remember. If I think of it, I'll make another video. I haven't made many videos. Well, I've actually recorded the audio for a lot of videos, but I just haven't put them out because it's either somebody else has said it better, or it's just all over the place. But I think at the minute Billy Joe's getting a bit of a hard time, so I thought I'd make this video. He did quit, Whether his trainer pulled him out, whether Tibbs pulled him out, or whether he pulled himself out is irrelevant because it was the right choice. You shouldn't keep fighting. I mean, this is not a Monty Python sketch. Do you know what I mean? This is the man's life. So he's not Rocky, is he? It's not a Rocky movie.
I can't see nothing. Gotta open my eye. Cut me, Mick. Come on, cut me. Cut me. Try to cut it.
Anyway, feel free to subscribe. I'll try to get a few more videos up. Catch you later.